Hello, everyone. So this past week, the Army relieved a four-star general officer of his command of Army Materials Command, and evidently he was relieved for undue command influence on a subordinate's command selection board. Now, in the last 20 years, only two four-stars have been relieved. The first one was back in 2005, who was relieved for an extramarital affair. And the second one was during the Afghanistan war, who was relieved for mocking Vice President Biden and President Obama. Both of these four stars retired in grade, and a four-star salary is generally about $200,000 a year. The first one, back in 2005, ended up working for the military-industrial complex and made a substantial amount of money doing so. So the issue is, why was this four-star General Hamilton relieved? Now, according to the investigation, he was relieved for undue command influence. But the investigation also talks about an inappropriate relationship with the subordinate. Now, they don't really go into this inappropriate relationship with the subordinate because of privacy issues. But nonetheless, it kind of makes one think, what was going on? They took trips together and they communicated outside of working hours and whatnot. So there was something going on. So it makes one wonder, was the relief because of an inappropriate command relationship, or was it because of meddling in somebody's command board? Now, based on my experience, I've seen general officers, sort of try to sway a command selection board or a promotion board, and there's a variety of ways they can do that. First of all is, if they get assigned to that board, you can certainly sway it, because if you're a senior general officer on that board, you got an incredible amount of influence. The second way of doing it would be through performance evaluation system, fitness reports. You get a good fitness report from a 3 or 4-star, your chances are way up there. And finally, another way is, write a letter to the promotion board of how great this person is. He should be promoted or command selected. So they carry a lot of weight. The 4-stars are like the Pope in the military. And we've got essentially 43 of these 4-stars. The Army's got 11. The Navy has got 9. The Air Force has 14. The Marine Corps got 3. And then the Coast Guard's got 2. And there's another one in public health. So, these guys are very, very powerful, and it takes a lot to relieve them. But, generally they're relieved for sexual misconduct. They're not relieved for performance-related issues. And so you can go back all the way back to Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. We've not had a single general officer relieved for performance because it's essentially, a good old boys network, and the threshold is much higher of accountability. So consequently, what happens is, the junior officers and the enlisted are the ones, held to a higher standard. If an enlisted or a junior officer had an inappropriate relationship, I guarantee you that person would get court-martialed. And, they're held to a higher standard of performance. But generals, we don't do that. And the sad part is, if they do get relieved, they're not retired below grade. So, for example, a 4-star typically retires at the 4-star rank. When, they have the power, the secretary of that service has the power to reduce them in rank, down to a 2-star or even less. Or if they brought them in front of a court-martial, they certainly can be reduced in rank. So this is a big development. I don't think everything is out because of privacy issues. But nonetheless, the other thing is, this may have been a political decision. Because they know that President Trump is coming back, and they know his views on accountability, and they didn't want to leave this mess behind, so they relieved this guy. Case closed, right? So we need to think through this, but nonetheless, we'll stay abreast of this and see how they retire this individual, General Hamilton, and what are the consequences of his actions. If he's retired below grade, and they take away some of his retirement, that shows us that, the threshold of accountability is going up. But the crux of the problem at the end of the day is, we need one system of accountability for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a general or you're a private. You're held to the same standard under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which applies to everybody. It just doesn't apply to junior officers and troops, but it starts from the top, goes all the way down. So that's all I got. Stay rugged. Con out.